All right, let's jump straight into this explainer covering Green Corner UK's brand new gardening series. We're pulling out the absolutely essential insights on simple, sustainable living here. Whether you've got this massive, sprawling raised bed setup or honestly just a tiny, sunny windowsill, the principles we're going to look at today will definitely give you a fresh perspective on your home plants. But, before we get to the absolute heroes of our home ecosystem, I really want you to think about this for a second. Which wildly popular herb should literally never touch your garden soil? I mean, it's incredibly common. You probably eat or drink it every single week, but planting it straight into the ground? Massive mistake. So just keep that question in the back of your mind, because we're going to reveal exactly what this forbidden invader is and exactly why it'll wreck your other plants just a bit later on. So here's our roadmap for today. We're breaking down 5 herbs that everyone should absolutely grow at home. And we're not just talking pretty garnishes here. These are functional, hardworking allies for your daily life. And yep, we'll hit that one major warning too. To make this super easy to digest and remember, we've gone ahead and grouped these 5 hero herbs by what they actually do for you.
All right, group number 1, the healers. We're talking thyme and oregano.
Right, so according to the source material, thyme is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to antibacterial properties. It's a lifesaver in the winter, honestly, because you can just step right over to your herb bed, snip off a few sprigs, and brew them straight into a soothing tea. It's explicitly recommended for calming down that annoying tickly cough. Then you've got oregano, which steps things up even further. It's famous for being both antiviral and antifungal, primarily used to support your respiratory health through infused oils and teas. So right there, just between those two, you've essentially got a natural wellness toolkit sitting in your dirt.
Moving on to group number 2, the enhancers. Enter rosemary and basil.
Now, I absolutely love this quote directly from the Green Corner UK host. Number 1 is rosemary, my personal favorite. I wanted to throw this in here because, let's be real, gardening is a deeply personal thing, right? We really connect with these plants. And rosemary isn't just a favorite because it smells amazing, though obviously it does. It earns that top spot because of some seriously impressive practical benefits. Let's break down the trade-off here, what rosemary needs and what it gives you back. On the reward side, rosemary is actually known to support memory and focus. Just having it around and interacting with it gives you these great cognitive benefits. And as for what it requires, almost nothing. It is remarkably low maintenance. It loves dry soil, it loves plenty of sunshine. You definitely don't need a massive garden for this. It thrives perfectly well right on a sunny windowsill. The source also drops a great tip. Take those fresh leaves and infuse them directly in your water. It makes for an incredibly refreshing herbal drink that's totally sustainable and just really good for you. Next up is basil, and this one pulls absolute double duty for us. The main thing to grasp here is that basil is definitely not just for pesto. Sure, it comes in these gorgeous green and purple varieties, and yes, it is packed with flavor, but it actually contains some really important anti-inflammatory properties too. But honestly, here is the most fascinating takeaway for us. Basil is a literal protector. If you do any companion planting, specifically if you plant basil right next to your tomatoes, it acts as a natural pest deterrent. It actively wards off unwanted insects from your tomatoes while simultaneously making your space look and smell incredible. And again, if you're lacking garden space, even just a small pot of it on a bright windowsill is going to give you these benefits. Okay, moving on to group number 3, the provider. And for that, we're talking about chives. What's super cool about growing chives is that it creates this endless, productive loop. First, you grow them, and they shoot up these beautiful purple flowers. Step 2, those flowers go to work actively attracting bees and other pollinators, which is exactly what you want to help all your other veggies thrive. Step 3, you harvest them to use in your kitchen. And step 4, they just quickly regrow right back. It is basically the perfect closed-loop system for any sustainable home garden. All right. Which brings us to category number 4, the invader. This is the one herb you really need to avoid. But before we start naming names, let's actually define what the threat is here. In the gardening world, when we say a plant is invasive or prone to taking over, it means it spreads so fast through its root systems that it just completely overwhelms your other plants. It essentially acts like a bully, stealing the nutrients, hoarding the water, and taking up all the physical growing space. It'll literally choke out the exact herbs we just spend all this time learning how to cultivate. So, what is the culprit behind all this potential garden devastation? It's mint. Yep, harmless-looking, delicious, wonderful-smelling mint. Whatever you do, you must never plant mint directly into your garden beds. Putting mint straight into a garden bed is just a disaster scenario. Because of how aggressively it spreads, it will literally run rampant, overwhelm everything else you've carefully planted, and just hijack the entire space. But luckily, the fix is incredibly simple. You definitely don't have to banish mint from your life entirely, you just have to grow it in a container. By keeping it safely locked away in a pot, the roots simply can't spread out and conquer your garden. You still get to enjoy an endless supply of fresh mint for your drinks and recipes, but without letting it destroy the rest of your hard work.
So we've got our 5 hero plants now: rosemary, thyme, oregano, basil, and chives. And we know exactly how to handle the absolute menace that is mint. But I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought to chew on. You know exactly what to grow right now, but do you actually know how to make them last all year? Because, harvesting them is really only half the battle. Preserving them so they don't go to waste, that is where true sustainable living actually happens.
And honestly, that's exactly what Green Corner UK is going to be diving into in their upcoming content. If you found this breakdown valuable and you want to learn the secrets to properly harvesting and preserving these herbs so you can actually enjoy them in the dead of winter, I highly recommend checking out the original source. Subscribe to Green Corner UK for more approachable, sustainable gardening tips. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.